Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with another live stream here on the 5th of July 2024 with a Snowflake looking at the general election aftermath. The date and time of this is, like I said, 5th of July 2024 at 6 p.m. UK time. We are dual streaming both live here on YouTube and twitch.tv. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. I'm a bit banged up, if I'm honest, after what has been a very long day for myself and many many political analysts, YouTubers and whatnot who have been covering this general election, guys. We are drained. We are absolutely drained. Don't be surprised. But I wanted to get one more live stream out for you guys because I wanted to cover some more stuff. Obviously, more aftermath of the result of the general election for you guys. Just a couple of caveats before I dive into what I've got for you guys. I don't know. I don't know if Max is going live at 8:30 tonight. I'm going to assume he is. So I don't know how long I'm going to live stream for. Probably up till maybe 2 hours at best, maybe something like that. But we'll see. I have plenty of videos dropping over the weekend. Lots of videos covering mainly Lib Dems, the Greens, what happened with the SNP, reform. I'm going to be covering those in particular. Not so much. I haven't got any videos at the moment about Labour or the collapse of the Conservatives. I'm not going to do them because everyone's going to do those ones. So I'm doing videos about the minor parties, obviously, and about them, because obviously they're not going to get as much talk as Labour are right now, and the destruction of the Conservatives. So that's where my videos are. Also, over the weekend, no, there's not going to be any world news whatsoever, even on the short videos. Lots of videos regarding the general election will be dropping as well. So lots of little snippets of things that you might have missed around the general election period as well will be dropping over the weekend. So the whole YouTube channel is going to be pretty much all the aftermath of the general election over the next few days, guys. But you still have your Speaking My Mind episode and good news video, which I dropped as well. So those will be dropping over the weekend. But as for what happens from Monday onwards, we'll have to wait and see, obviously. But yeah, I am. Yeah, it has been a long day. Pedulous, good to see you there. I hope you're doing well. And Terry Regan there, good to see you there. Yeah, it has been a long day indeed. So first and foremost, obviously, one of the things that has been dropped today, obviously, we have to talk about. Because I do want to cover Rishi Sunak and Kier Starmer's speeches. Is the cabinet announcement, obviously, from Kier Starmer. Obviously, we were expecting. I was expecting this today, after he was announced as PM and all that was going to be jazz. This was obviously a foregone conclusion. This needed to be done ASAP, because obviously if he wanted to hit the ground running, get things done that he says he wants to make, the changes that he wants to make, obviously he needs to get the cabinet in. We know majority of who's going to be slotted where anyway, but I think, we just wanted to kind of the confirmation in, kind of get that all kind of done and jazzed, all the photos and whatnot out of the way, so that they can get on with their work. Pretty much I would say some of the work will start over the weekend, but the real work will obviously start on Monday here. But obviously this is what dropped about. This is updated from about half an hour ago from Sky News here. Who is in Kier Starmer's top team? The Labour leader opts for a little change when appointing his new cabinet, with ministers sticking with the briefs they were given before the election. Yeah. So obviously we knew that all these here, Angela Rayner, Rachel Reeves, David Lammy, Yvette Cooper, West Street in there, just surviving West Street in there. We knew that they were going to be in the positions that they're going to be in, but this just to remind people of them there. So Angela Rayner is the Deputy Prime Minister. We were expecting that. So Miss Rayner has been Kier Starmer's deputy since he was elected Labour leader in 2020. She's also become the Levelling Up Secretary, a shadow brief that she also held. And born and raised in Council Estate in Stockport, Greater Manchester, she had her first child at the age of 16, crediting New Labour's Sure Start policy when ensuring her life wasn't written off. And she worked as a carer, trade union before entering early politics. Early this year, she faced questions over the sale of her council house, but police and tax authorities confirmed there had been no wrongdoing. So Angela Rayner, obviously, we expected this. We were already told that she was going to become Deputy Prime Minister and Shadow Housing Secretary, Levelling Up Secretary. Really, as her background, obviously, she can relate to the housing, so she will obviously make fundamental pushes here. It's not just this isn't like the Conservatives, guys. You really have to, I really generally believe that Angela Rayner cares a lot about housing. I really do believe she will put a lot of work in when it comes to this, and I think she has shown herself to be really good, solid shadow deputy prime minister, deputy to Kier Starmer pretty much this whole time, and absolutely right that she's been given this position, and I really hope that she can really help deliver the houses that we need throughout the whole of the UK. Jow and Ruth, good to see you there, guys. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, another one we knew that was going to happen, Rachel Reeves, Chancellor of the Exchequer. We knew that. Obviously, working for the Bank of England and HBRS before entering the Commons in 2010. As a teenager growing up in Lewisham, South London, she won the British Under-14s Chess Championship before studying at Oxford. She said she would turn down the job at Goldman Sachs despite the fact she would have made her much richer. She took over as Shadow Chancellor in May 2021, and along with Kier, has helped reshape Labour's relationship with the business community and helped stress the importance of physical discipline. Her younger sister, Ellie Reeves, is also a Labour MP. I think, we knew, obviously, that... I know some people have questions about some of her motives and that, and there have been those questions, and I still have them too. But will she be like some of the Conservative chancellors? I don't think she will. I think you have to remember, guys, that this is a new political party in charge. Yes, obviously, I know it is Labour from 14 years ago, but 14 years, a lot has changed in 14 years. And I really will say, obviously, let's see what they can do. We got to give Labour. I know people want to throw Labour under a bus, and rightfully so, for how they feel about some of the past things and things that they've said, rightfully so. But we also have to give them some space and a time to prove themselves. And obviously they will be making decisions that we will vehemently disagree with. But overall, if the country is made better off by the decisions that they make, then it's a good thing. So, yeah, obviously, Rachel Reeves, Chancellor, as we expected. Now, this is an interesting one here. Yvette Cooper, Home Secretary. We were expecting Yvette Cooper, but obviously, with regards to immigration, that's going to be really, really the biggest talking point here. Ms Cooper and her husband Ed Balls are both veterans of New Labour, having both various ministerial roles under Sir Tony Blair and Gordon Brown. Ms Cooper included in Chief Secretary to the Treasury, worked Pension Secretary as well as Health and Housing Minister. While at the Department of Health, she was the first minister in the UK to take maternity leave. She ran the Labour leadership against Jeremy Corbyn in 2016, coming third to Corbyn and Andy Burnham. So Yvette Cooper, obviously, she has been brilliant in terms of on the shadow Home Secretary bench. Obviously, really putting the feet to the fire to previous Home Secretaries, and now she's got the opportunity to show herself here as a Home Secretary herself, what she can do here. Obviously, the priority will be clearing the backlogs without a shadow of a doubt. She's really got to sort out that Home Office. She's really got to kick some backsides in there. She's really got to clean up that place, and she's got to find out what's been going on there, because clearly the backlogs have not been dealt with, because we still have, at the moment, migration is completely out of control. And I do think now that someone here with a much better safe pair of hands than the likes of Suella Braverman, the likes of Priti Patel, we actually might have somebody who actually might know what they're doing here. So I especially when I hear Yvette Cooper talk about these issues, I really do think that she will get stuff done. Is she going to get everything that people want done? No. Am I expecting Nigel Farage and Reform to bark at her all the goddamn time? Yes, of course they do. They're going to look for any reasons whatsoever to scrutinise her and her role as a Home Secretary, and she must be given time to prove herself. And I generally believe she will help. She will help clear this backlog. She will kick some civil servants' backsides and get the people we need in to help clear those backlogs. I really do think. She will make make some gains when it comes to that. Obviously, lots of other things regarding that, but yeah, I do think Yvette Cooper will be a very solid Home Secretary. David Lammy, Foreign Secretary, we expected this one as well. Representing Tottenham, he grew up since 2000 when he won the by-election triggered by the death of Labour's Bernard Grant. He is the first black Briton to attend the Harvard Law School, where he met and befriended Barack Obama. And under New Labour, he served as Minister for Higher Education and Cultures. By contrast, he endorsed his friend Labour Jeremy Corbyn for the party leadership in 2016. Mr. Lammy has written widely about the 2011 London riots, which began in his constituency. He also condemned Oxford University for not accepting enough black and ethnic minority students here. So David Lammy is a mixed one. I am like there are times where he's made insane defences of Labour for some of the things that they've made, and there are times where he's actually made some. There are times where he's in the House of Commons have actually made some really good speeches as well. He was very keen on, like, he has changed his tone, his position, obviously, on Gaza, and he needed to anyway, because this is a very sensitive, obviously, the situation in the Middle East is a very sensitive issue, as you guys know, and obviously, Labour lost a couple of independent votes, lost a couple of seats to independent voters over the Gaza stance. I don't accept, Phil, from different parties of paralysis that a lot of these independents lied or whatever to take the seats off Labour. That's absolute. I don't accept that premise at all. There was a lot of people who are angry about Labour and their original position on Gaza. And he as Foreign Secretary, he's got not just obviously that. There's obviously lots of other things to it. I really hope he really does make a good Foreign Secretary. Do I think he'll be better than some of the Conservative ones? Absolutely. I think he'll be a hell of a lot better than some of the Conservative ones there. And I really do wish him the best of luck. I really do hope he really does that role, hold on to that, does that role really, really well. So Larry the Cat, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Chatty Rat as well. Change the position on Brexit as well. Yeah, but they have to be very careful about what they're saying about Brexit, to be fair. Also, Larry, I heard that there's going to be another dog coming into number 10. I don't know if you heard. It was a report from the Times. Kier Starmer's going to be bringing in a dog into number 10. So you have more friends to play with. Just wanted to let you know now before it's too late. Pac McFadden, Chancellor of the Duchies of Lancaster. And a veteran in the Blair years, McFadden has emerged as a key figure in Kier Starmer's inner circle as Chancellor of the Duchies of Lancaster. He will take a coordinated role at the centre of government and will have responsibility for making key decisions. He's one of the few members of the new cabinet that has experienced service in government under Gordon Brown and has served a parliamentary undersecretary at the cabinet office as a minister as a business department. Yeah, I think this helps. That you have obviously. This is similar to Levette Cooper, obviously, having that experience back when the previous Labour government, more than 14 years ago, that will help in terms of experience, for those, having that experience under Blair and Brown, that will help them with a bit more competence within this new government. So I have no problem with this here, and hopefully he will help steer the ship in very important key decisions there. Sabina Mahmood, MP for Justice Secretary here. Ms. Mahmood has become the first female Muslim of the House in the House of Commons when she was elected in 2010. She was born in Birmingham constituency, where her father later became chairman of the local Labour Party. The family spent her first 7 years in Saudi Arabia while he worked as a civil engineer. However, she didn't leave Labour when Tony Blair backed the invasion of Iraq, instead running to replace her local MP. When she did, she has spoken widely about Kier Starmer's perceived shortcomings on the situation in Gaza. This is quite an interesting one here. Justice Secretary, obviously, and obviously her position about and her feelings about Gaza, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm sure that she has made her voice, like many others within Labour, have made their voices very clear here. And I don't know enough about Shabina. Maybe it's because I haven't heard enough of her on TV. But obviously, I do hope that I do think, again, more like, I just think there's going to be more competence here when it comes to some of the other justice secretaries that Conservatives have over the years. Again, I have to stress this. Remember, this is a different political party. We have to give them we have to give them time to see what they can do, guys. Yeah, I know people like myself, are skeptical about Labour, but we've got to give them an opportunity to prove themselves, guys. And I really hope, she does a good job as them. Wes Streeting, Health Secretary. You guys know how I feel about this one. Elected to the marginal seat of Illiford North with just 589 votes in 2015, having served as deputy leader of the local council beforehand. He was raised on the council estate in London East End. His material grandparents spent time in prison. His grandmother frequently Christine killers while behind bars. Streeton was a vocal critic of Jeremy Corbyn's, received criticism for his policies on the NHS, which he credits with saving his life when he was diagnosed with kidney cancer. Yeah. I'm very concerned about this man, and I'm very skeptical about him. And guys know how I feel about Wes Streeting. I think he's here's the thing, right? I'm very concerned about the way he talks about privatized healthcare, or independent, as they like to call it in their manifesto. I'm very concerned about the wording of it. And obviously, the main priority, that he'll be under severe pressure to clear the backlogs, to really bring the waiting list down, to get treatments done for people, and help people get basically off being sick and everything and back into work. That's going to be one of the biggest priorities here. That's the main crux of he's going to be making sure that they do that. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow. He's obviously going to have meetings with those junior doctors who have been on strike. I haven't seen an update on that, so if someone has, let me know. But obviously, I think, is he going to be better than Jeremy Hunt as Health Secretary? Yes. Is he going to be better than some of the Conservative ones? Other ones, I don't know. But I'm very, very skeptical of Wes Streeting, and because of his tone and the things that he has said, I really do not trust this man as Health Secretary. I really don't. This is definitely, I do have a question mark. But like I said with the other new cabinet ministers, we've got to give him an opportunity to be able to show that he can make that difference as well. As much as I don't like this one here. So Larry the Cat says, no problem, I can leave presents and blame it on the dog. Okay. Bridget Phillipson, I think we expected another one. We expected Education Secretary. So Miss Phillipson was brought up in a council estate in the northeast of England, where she said in an interview she was bullied for being poor. After her mother enrolled her in the Saturday Drama School, got a background in a role in BBC's children's show Biker Grove. That was classic. Before going into politics, she managed the women's refugee that her mother set up while she was in school. Elected in 2010, she became Shadow Education Secretary the following year, promoting a rollout of breakfast school clubs and hoping to break the class ceiling for young people through education. I have no problem with her being Education Secretary. Again, got to give these people chance to do so. And I like what I mean. I think she some of the major crises, obviously dealing with the schools at the moment, is obviously the crumbling buildings. The RIC, obviously, that's going to be one of the main issues there. Obviously the cost of living crisis is obviously hampering kids' inabilities when it comes to education as well. That's going to be something that is going to be something that's going to be needed to deal with as well. But again, we got to give these people a chance, and I really do hope she does well, and I really hope that she can help raise the standard for kids, give the teachers what they need, and hopefully we can have a bit more done when it comes to the crumbling buildings that some of these kids are in, and upgrade some of these state schools, because they need the funding. They need more funding, and we need to bridge the gap between private and state schools, because the gap is way too wide. And I hope she can help do that, in all seriousness, guys. Phil McCracken, good to see you there. Pac McFadden is the ghost of Voldemort. I wouldn't know. Simon says 55, good to see you there as well. Ed Miliband, Energy Secretary. Obviously, he's taken a few hits, obviously, with the rollback of the £28 billion pledge. Obviously, that happened there. So for those who don't know, Mr. Miliband had been the MP for Doncaster North since 2005, played a big role in Labour politics. He was special advisor to Gordon Brown while he was Chancellor, while his brother David worked for Sir Tony. In 2010, he was elected Labour leader in a fractious contest with his brother. He stayed until 2015 and resigned following the party's general election defeat that year. He is said to have a close personal relationship with Sir Kier, who he helped with his campaign become MP back in 2015. So obviously, that close relationship there. I think a lot of people. I don't think, obviously, I do wonder if that relationship was strained a little bit when Kier Starmer and Labour made the decision to roll back on the £28 billion pledge, because that obviously hurt Ed Miliband. But I do think he generally cares about the climate and cares about energy. I really do think that he will make an impact. He's certainly no Theresa Coffey, guys. Let's put it that way. And I think we always have to, it's a long time. It's been a long time since we had a bit of competence. So I generally hope that the likes of the Green Party and the Lib Dems will pressure Ed Miliband when it comes to more green projects, more green energy stuff. There, obviously, that's where they'll be obviously pushing in those sectors, obviously, to push Ed Miliband to do as much as he possibly can. What's this one? They've got a couple of other names here. Peter Kyle here overcame struggles with Lexia. What's Peter Kyle? Doesn't say there. They got names here, but they're not saying what they are for here. Louise Haig there as well. It would be nice if they said here actually who they was. It's not very smart. Liz Kendall. These are people in the cabinet, but it's not telling me who they are though. Okay, so Liz Kendall has got the health and social care pensions brief. Louise Haig. Yeah, it doesn't say what Louise Haig is. Peter Carl. Yeah, it would be nice, Sky News, if you actually said what their roles are. That would be very helpful. That's a bit disappointing. Jonathan Reddles, business secretary there. And Jonathan Reddles' his political career began as assistant to Labour councillor in Stockport. Although he has aspirations to becoming a lawyer, they were put on hold when he became a father in the early 20s. After a string of councillor and parliamentary assistants, he ran successfully raised to replace his bod, James Ponnell MP, when he announced that he was stepping down. He has 2 dogs. Employed his wife as a senior parliamentary assistant there. So Jonathan Reddles, business secretary. I've heard him a few times, obviously, in committees and on the telly. He seems like a safe pair of hands for business, shall we say? So I would say let's hopefully he will help bridge the gap. Obviously, I'm generally curious to see how he's going to deal with business screaming at him saying Brexit, Brexit, Brexit. That'll be an interesting one for him to deal with. John Healey, Defence Secretary. Another veteran of the Blair years, John Henley became Parliamentary Under Secretary of State for Adult Skills as soon as he was elected as an MP in 1997. His father received an OBE for his lifelong work countering violence and aggression. Although New Labour, he was Financial Secretary to the Treasury, for Minister for Local Governments and for Housing. He voted in favour of UK involvement in the Iraq War and he visited Ukraine. He promised Labour's commitment would be ironclad. He has matched the previous government commitment to raise defence spending for just over 2% of GDP to 2.5% by 2030. Yeah, obviously they intend to keep Trident there. One of the biggest, obviously, problems with defence was obviously our military numbers. Is what they're going to do to recover the military numbers. I do think Labour will have some kind of strategic plan for that. I'm not sure what, but obviously it's not one of the main priorities. I would say that obviously with some of the other things, crises that we are in right now. But I do wish them all the best there. So that's what they've got at the moment in terms of the shadow cabinet at the moment, guys. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, as more will be announced. Obviously, there'll be more junior ministers and whatnot coming in, but most of that cabinet, we kind of knew who they were going to be going into slots. They kind of knew that they were going to be put into those positions already. Kier Starmer already said beforehand, obviously before this election, that it's about getting the groundwork running. So let's hope that they really do get the ground running, not just Monday where we expect most of the work, but pretty much now, on the here and now, the moment they become who they are. They're literally getting down getting down and dirty and getting the work done, and I think that's a really a good thing there. So just before I go to some of the speeches, because I do want to catch up on some of the speeches, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Phil McCracken says Ed was going to be made Minister for Agriculture until he's seen the pigs laughing at him. Did those pigs look like David Cameron? Liz Kendall, DWP, Department of Work and Pension Secretary. Yeah, I wish they would be a bit more clearer there, Sky News. It's a bit crap, yeah, really. They should have been a bit more clearer there. I reckon Sir Keir will wait until after the Scottish election for 26, then fire the wrecking ball at our devolution, says Ruth. Yeah, I watched the video this morning from Dave McGuinness. It was very sad to hear him say what he said. That was very hard for me to watch that. I generally mean this. I really do feel sorry for him, and I feel sorry for you guys up in Scotland. Obviously, for those who are members, I've already done a video on Scotland there, that I am going to pull. I did pull a few punches because, you know, I didn't really want to talk about this here on the live stream, but I've got to say, like, there are some serious questions that need to be asked about the SNP. There needs to be some. Was it just a case of John Sweeney? I don't think it was just a case of the leader, John Sweeney. There has to be, like, was it just a matter of independence? I don't accept the premise that I don't accept this premise that people would just vote that Scottish people wasn't voting Labour to oust the Conservatives. I don't buy that. I do believe that there were some Scottish people who generally wanted the Conservatives gone. I generally do believe that some independent voters voted Labour with the intention of wanting to get rid of the Conservatives more than that by the SNP. Yes, you can argue about the postal votes issues there. That was definitely a factor, and obviously you can argue about voter ID as well. That there are some mitigating factors, but the overwhelming majority of people of Scotland voted for Labour, and unfortunately, that is the absolute fact, and a sad bit of pill to swallow. But it's about what you do next. I'm glad that Stephen Flynn held on to his seat. But yeah, there's some serious soul searching that the SNP need to do, guys. Daily Blase, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. DJ Mardi as well, good to see you there. Satoru Hoshi as well, good to see you there. Hope you're doing well, guys. Yeah, not a good night for Scotland, but also it wasn't a good night for this man. And yeah, Rishi Sunak obviously calling time on this was his last speech as Conservative leader. And I've got to say, guys, I've already watched this speech, but I wanted to watch it with you guys. I have to say, this is probably one of the better speeches that he's ever done. I know, weird.
Good morning. I will shortly be seeing His Majesty the King to offer my resignation as Prime Minister. To the country, I would like to say first and foremost, I am sorry.
14 years, and we finally got an apology from a Conservative Prime Minister. Took them long enough, but we got one. Bit late now, isn't it?
I have given this job my all.
That I have very hard to believe.
But you have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and yours is the only judgment that matters. I have heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility.
The sound is very, very low.
As Prime Minister. To the country, I would like to say first and foremost,
that's on Max, by the way.
I am sorry. I have given this job my all, but you have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and
you can't hear anything. You guys serious? You seriously telling me you can't hear anything? Oh my god, why is it? Why is it? Ah, there we go.
Good morning. I will shortly be seeing His Majesty the King to offer my resignation as Prime Minister. To the country, I would like to say first and foremost, I am sorry. I have given this job my all, but you have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and yours is the only judgment that matters. I have heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility for this loss. To all the Conservative candidates and campaigners who worked tirelessly but without success, I am sorry that we could not deliver what your efforts deserved. It pains me to think how many good colleagues who contributed so much to their communities and our country will now no longer sit in the House of Commons. I thank them for their hard work and their service.
This is the first time I've seen him being humble. And Doc Davis, good to see you there, buddy. This is the first time I've ever seen Rishi Sunak actually be humble, and I really, really don't have any sympathy for him at all.
Following this result, I will step down as party leader, not immediately, but once the formal arrangements for selecting my successor are in place.
I was surprised that you didn't take the 6 a.m. flight this morning to California. I'm very surprised. Was it California or somewhere in America? There was a flight at 6 a.m. I was surprised he didn't take it. I know Ryanair offered him a seat, but he didn't take that either. This I find very surprising. I was not. Now I don't know if he's just lying here, but I was not expecting him to do this. I was not expecting him. I was expecting him to step down as Prime Minister. I was not expecting him to basically stay in his role as they transition into a new leader. This I was not expecting. I think a part of him was kind of hoping he would lose his seat as well. So, but that didn't happen. I was expecting him to step down in his seat as well, but maybe he will do it eventually, but maybe not right now. I'm not sure.
It is important that after 14 years in government, the Conservative Party rebuilds, but also that it takes up its crucial role in opposition professionally and effectively.
Well, the problem is that the party is just so out of touch with the public. Despite all that, despite how out of touch this party has been, guys, they still got 130 seats, wasn't it? Which is still still shows that no matter how much they spit in people's faces and kick them down, people are still going to vote for them.
When I first stood here as your Prime Minister, I told you the most important task I had was to return stability to our economy.
Oh, that's not what you said. You promised you would bring back honesty and integrity, and you lied to our bloody faces. You promised there were some people out there, even myself, had a shade when you took over that maybe, just maybe, you might be a little bit better than Liz Truss, that you might be a little bit better than Boris Johnson. You turned out to be just as bad as them, if not worse. You tried to be more like Boris Johnson. And I'm listening to this guy, right? I've listened to this speech, guys. I'm sure some of you have already heard this already. And I'm saying to myself, where the fuck was this guy when he became Prime Minister? Because I didn't fucking hear this guy when he first come in. And it's just quite sad, really. It's so sad and frustrating that him coming out with this what I actually call a dignified speech. It's so shameful that he can put this into words, but he can't put this into action.
Inflation is back to target, mortgage rates are falling, and growth has returned. We have enhanced our standing in the world, rebuilding relations with allies.
I don't know about that. We've been a laughingstock for a long, long time. We have been a laughingstock of the world for a long time. Yeah, when Trump went out and Biden went in, we became the new laughingstock country of the Western world. Yeah, we did. We became a laughingstock. Let's make it very, very clear here. The scandal after scandals after scandals, and the money, the sex, the consistent groping and everything that was going on behind that door by your government, your political party. We were the laughing stock of the planet. We were the laughing stock. Everyone was laughing at us. Everyone was laughing at America under Trump. They weren't laughing when he was gone. They were laughing at us. They were laughing at that we voted in a absolute clown in 2019. And for the first time, guys, for the first time in a long bloody time, we are no longer a laughing stock.
Leading global efforts to
Oh, Daily Blase, don't you worry about Liz Truss. We'll get to her.
support Ukraine and becoming the home of new generation of transformative technologies. And our United Kingdom is stronger too, with the Windsor Framework, devolution restored in Northern Ireland, and our union strengthened. I'm proud of those achievements. I believe this country is safer, stronger, and more secure than it was 20 months ago.
No, this country is weaker. It's not safe. It's not secure. We've had we've had far more hackings from Russia and China, and they've been, the mainstream media have been aware of this. We're definitely a lot weaker in terms of defence. We're definitely a lot less soldiers than we used to have. So to say those things is nothing short of folly.
And it is more prosperous, fairer, and resilient.
I don't know about that. I don't know about fair and more prosperous. I'm pretty sure the Muslim and Jewish communities would have disagreements about that. Hell, I'll stick my neck out there, and so probably the trans community will probably have something to say about that as well. Especially when you have someone like Kemi Bakkenot questioning about whether they're allowed to go to the bathroom in certain places and whatnot. You know, I don't think you have the right to say that, Sunak. I really don't.
Than it was in 2010. Whilst he has been my political opponent, Sir Kier Starmer will shortly become our Prime Minister. In this job, his successes will be all our successes, and I wish him and his family well. Whatever our disagreements in this campaign, he is a decent, public-spirited man who I respect.
I just wish, he was more like that when it came to politics to him, but he wasn't.
He and his family deserve the very best of our understanding as they make the huge transition to their new lives behind this door, and as he grapples with this most demanding of jobs in an increasingly unstable world. I'd like to thank my colleagues, my cabinet, the civil service, especially here in Downing Street, the team at Chequers, my staff, CCHQ, but most of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to my wife Akshata and our beautiful daughters. I can never thank them enough for the sacrifices they have made so that I might serve our country.
On standby with the brolly, just in case. Had to say that, guys. Had to say that.
One of the most remarkable things about Britain is just how unremarkable it is that 2 generations after my grandparents came here with little, I could become Prime Minister, and that I could watch my 2 young daughters light Diwali candles on the steps in Downing Street.
That is pretty unique. Can't take that away from him. That is pretty unique.
We must hold true to that idea of who we are. That vision of kindness, decency, and tolerance that has always been the British way. This is a difficult day, at the end of a number of difficult days. But I leave this job honoured to have been your Prime Minister.
It's been a difficult day for you. It's been a long, difficult 14 years of your party. That is for sure.
This is the best country in the world, and it is thanks entirely to you, the British people, the true source of all our achievements, our strengths, and our greatness. Thank you.
I will say, though, he knew he was taking a gamble when he called that election 6 weeks ago. He knew he was taking the gamble. He could have kept going. He knew he could have pushed. He knew that he could have kept going, guys. He knew he could have done. But I will say, obviously, like that was one of the more for him to deliver that speech. I just wish, yeah, he was like that when it came to more policy and action, and he wasn't. Like I feel like he's a complete like that speech there. Like I didn't recognize that Rishi Sunak. Like I don't recognize him to the one that we that we had. I really don't. So obviously Kier Starmer's speech, I have watched it already, but I think it's really important one here. There are some things in the speech that I think are really key stuff, guys, that I picked up on that I really wanted to talk about with you guys. So let's hear what the new Prime Minister has to say.
Good afternoon. I have just returned from Buckingham Palace, where I accepted an invitation from His Majesty the King to form the next government of this great nation. I want to thank the outgoing Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak. His achievement as the first British Asian Prime Minister of our country, the extra effort that will have required should not be underestimated by anyone. And we pay tribute to that today.
That's the only thing you could pay tribute for him for anything regarding the Conservatives. That is like that's the only like he will always be remembered as the first. You know, nothing will take that away from him. But apart from that, just don't mention anything else about him and about the Conservatives.
And we also recognise...
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell is this? God damn adverts. Damn you, politics, Joe. Give me 1 second, guys. How dare that? How dare they try to take money off me?
The dedication and hard work he brought to his leadership. But now our country has voted decisively for change, for national renewal, and a return of politics to public service. When the gap between the sacrifices made by people and the service they receive from politicians grows this big, it leads to a weariness in the heart of a nation, a draining away of the hope, the spirit, the belief in a better future.
That's really powerful. That's exactly how a lot of people feel. He knows that a lot of people, whether you like it or not, guys, just feel so disconnected from politics, so disingenuous. And that's why so many people turn their backs on the two major parties. You know, there was a lot of people who just felt that they're all the same. They've all been brushed the same. And he has got to show that he is not like the Conservatives. He and his party, now in government, they have got to show in this time frame that they have that they are not like the Conservatives. They have got to be boring. They have got to be boring, guys. They have got to be boring with no scandals, none of that crap. We don't want that. You know, introducing boring politics and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing that people want. People don't want to hear drama. They don't want drama in politics. I know the media wants it, but realistically, the public don't want this. They don't want a circus in number 10. They want some calm. They want some goddamn stability. That's what they want. And we need Kier Starmer to do that. And that is something, you know, people have lent their vote to Labour, not just with the intention of getting rid of the Conservatives, but saying, hey, we need something different. Yeah, we want the Conservatives gone. Yeah, there's a clock ticking on your time. You need to show us that you are serious about governing for the future, serious about making real change in this country for the better. Not just for the medium and low incomes, but for everyone, even those who have not voted.
That we need to move forward together. Now, This wound, this lack of trust, can only be healed by actions, not words.
Very important there. Not by actions, not words. He can't just use words anymore. He's got to show the change. They've got to show the change that they're making the difference. And this is exactly what he said in his interview with it's exactly what he said in his interview with Gary Neville before the election day. He said this is how they would convince people, by action, not words, and that's very powerful.
I know that. But we can make a start today with the simple acknowledgement that public service is a privilege and that your government should treat every single person in this country with respect. If you voted Labour yesterday, we will carry the responsibility of your trust as we rebuild our country. But whether you voted Labour or not, in fact, especially if you did not, I say to you directly, my government will serve you. Politics can be a force for good. We will show that. We've changed the Labour Party, returned it to service, and that is how we will govern. Country first, party second.
He's been saying that a lot in the build-up to becoming Prime Minister. Country first, party second. He's been stating that. Now, will they be still stating that in a few years' time? That's a question. Will he still be stating that? Will they still be putting the people before their own party? Will they be keeping to that? And will they be convincing many in this chat and many of myself? I did not vote Labour at this general election. And I'm sure many of you here did not vote Labour in the general election because many feel that they don't trust you, they don't trust your party. Yes, they hated and despised the Conservatives. However, given what the Labour have been doing over the last 14 years, trying to do some soul searching and trying to find and build themselves, they've been shooting themselves in the foot quite a lot of times on things. I know, yeah, you can argue about the whole Brexit thing, but you need to convince me that you need to convince me if you want my vote, because at the moment you don't have my vote, Labour. You don't have my vote. You don't have my vote as of right now, because at the moment I don't want to hear words. I want to see the change. I want to see the change by what people are saying. I want to see the change when I walk on the high streets. I want to see the change whenever I go to places. I want to see the change from the attitudes of people. I want to see kids being able to get the education they need. I want to see people be able to get the doctor's appointments, to be able to get the treatments that they need. I want to see the police officers being able to deal with the crimes that are taking place in this country. I want to see people who have suffered at the hands of murderers or criminals or have been raped, that those who are responsible for them get the justice from served. I want to see the people who ripped this country off for all the taxpayer money that they have taken. I don't want to just see that money recouped. I want the bastards who took so much money from us, I want them thrown away with the keys taken away from them. Yeah, who took advantage of COVID, during COVID, to rip us off of so much money. I want to see some justice there. I want to see some justice for the post office scandal. I want to see some justice for the blood scandal. I want to see some justice for Grenfell. I want to see some justice. I want to see some retribution. I want to see action. I don't want words. I want to see it. And in this parliament, yeah, you've got the opportunity to do that. And you will win me over if you show it. If you show it. Two-child cap is not helping. Well, it's interesting, yeah. It's interesting because Big Madge put up that video. When I saw an article I covered a while ago saying that they would looking to bring it in within government, but not on the manifesto. So that one is a wait and see one. So I'm not gonna say that they're definitely not gonna bring it in the future. But if we say like three years in the end, the two-child benefit cap is still there, then we could definitely be kicking and screaming on that. But we'll have to wait and see on that one, obviously.
Yet, if I'm honest, service is merely a precondition of hope. And it is surely clear to everyone that our country needs a bigger reset, a rediscovery of who we are. Because no matter how fierce the storms of history, one of the great strengths of this nation has always been our ability to navigate a way to calmer waters.
That is one thing we need, calmer waters. He could not have said that better. We need some stability, we need calm, and that is very, very, very much said. There's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration, and people are just tired. People are tired. And I think a lot of that anger was lashed out at the Conservatives because of what they've been doing for the last 14 years. We just need something. And I know, are you sure you're not going to be doing that in number 10, Larry?
And yet this depends upon politicians.
Yep.
Particularly those who stand for stability and moderation, as I do. Recognising when we must change course. For too long now, we've turned a blind eye as millions slid into greater insecurity.
Yep.
Nurses, builders, drivers, carers, people doing the right thing, working harder every day. Recognised at moments like this before, yet as soon as the cameras stop rolling, their lives are ignored. I want to say very clearly to those people, not this time.
This is very good. He's really trying to tap into those people who have doubts. He's really trying to appeal to those people, not just like those who lent Labour voters, but those who aren't, to really try to say to them, look, he's trying to really appeal to those people to say, yeah, please trust me. Please give me a chance to show you all what I can do. I can make things better. He's really trying to push hard here in this speech.
Changing a country is not like flicking a switch. The world is now a more volatile place. This will take a while.
Just jumping on here with...
God damn it, damn it! I really should have. You know what I should have done, guys? I should have just got it off Twitter. I should have just got it off Twitter instead of on Politics Joe. Why didn't I get it off Twitter? God damn it!
But have no doubt that the work of change begins immediately. Have no doubt that we will rebuild Britain with wealth created in every community. Our NHS back on its feet facing the future. Secure borders, safer streets, everyone treated with dignity and respect at work. The opportunity of clean British power cutting your energy bills for good. And brick by brick, we will rebuild the infrastructure of opportunity. The world-class schools and colleges, the affordable homes that I know are the ingredients of hope for working people. The security that working class families like mine can build their lives around. Because if I asked you now whether you believe that Britain will be better for your children, I know too many of you would say no. And so my government will fight every day until you believe again.
That's really strong. To put that out there and say, I'm not stupid. I know what you guys are thinking. I know how you feel about politics. I know how you feel about any political divide. I know how you feel. There will be millions and millions. There will be millions of people up and down the UK will be watching this. Even those who have no faith in politics whatsoever, and this will resonate with a lot of people. This will resonate with a lot of people because he's really, once again, really trying to win that appeal to say, like, I'm like he really is. I see such a contrast in this speech to the other prime ministers, the last 5 prime ministers. really trying to appeal to all backgrounds and say, look, you know, I understand your frustrations. I understand what's going on. It feels to me like you need to give me time. You need to give us time. You need to trust us. I really think these words are really powerful. But like I said, I know, like I've said already, guys, it's all about action. But there's this saying that words have power, and if he puts these words into action, he really will win more. He really will win hearts and minds.
From now on, you have a government unburdened by doctrine, guided only by the determination to serve your interest, to defy, quietly, those who have written our country off. You have given us a clear mandate, and we will use it to deliver change, to restore service and respect to politics, end the era of noisy performance, tread more lightly on your lives, and unite our country.
Goddamn mouse button. What he said there, treading more lightly on our lives, that was in tune to obviously the COVID pandemic, where the government at the time obviously had to tell people what to do, and people don't like always being told what to do. But obviously now COVID is long gone and past. I think that was a very good point there to say to try not to tread too much in people's lives in terms of the impact that government has on people. But they also at the same time understand that they need to Labour need to bring back the Fixed Term Parliament Act. They do need to do that. That is something that they need to do. There's a lot of things Labour need to do ASAP. But I do think those words would definitely ring a tone around to some people.
All nations standing together again, facing down, as we have so often in our past, the challenges of an insecure world.
And he's got the power, and he's got pretty much the whole of Wales in his pocket, as well as Scotland now at this point.
Committed to a calm and patient rebuilding. So, with respect and humility, I invite you all to join this government of service in the mission of national renewal. Our work is urgent, and we begin it today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a very good speech. I thought it was a very, very good, powerful speech from Kier Starmer there. Very, very good. I think of that, and I was just thinking, you know, is it going, you know, it will, you have to take your political hat off and look at people obviously outside of the, sorry guys, I'm just getting another video up for you guys while I talk to you. You have to look at things from outside the political spectrum for a second, just thinking of how other people will feel obviously now about this. And I think it will hit a lot of people. It'll hit a lot of truths. I think it will be I think it will hit a lot of hearts. I know I've been very skeptical about Labour, and I will continue to be skeptical and hold Labour to account on this channel, guys. That is not changed. But I am also an optimistic person, and they know, and you guys know, that we are not going to give Labour a free ride. We are going to hold their feet to the fire. And like someone said there, like for example, the 2-child benefit cap. When are you removing that? Why haven't you removed that? What are you doing for what are you doing for children then? Like free breakfast clubs. Why are you not giving free school meals? Children are starving. They need help. What are you doing about the food? What are you doing about the thousands of food banks that people are relying on? What are we doing to deal with them? What are you guys doing about homes? How are you going to make sure that people are able to afford homes? How are we going to make sure kids are able to get into school? How are you guys going to deal with the backlogs? Lots of questions. Lots and lots of questions. These kind of questions, like myself and many others, need to continue to apply the pressure on a Labour government in order to do so. There's also now obviously the battle. Obviously, the new battle obviously will be the battle for proportional representation. That will be obviously one of the big things. The other battle obviously will be the one for the need for media reform. Those are the two things that we need to be pushing a Labour government towards as well. And also we need a Labour government to make its position very strong, very loud and very clear on its position on Gaza. Much more clearer than before, because Labour have kind of been a bit iffy when it comes to that. So that is something that obviously I feel that needs to be actioned as well. Right, so I'm just going to come and see what you guys are saying in the chat before we just take a little break so I can catch my breath a little bit. We've already got an hour and 10 minutes in. Unbelievable. Labour need to bring back the Fixed Term Parliament Act. I read that already. You may last Solari Cat, but Farage Party now have a supermajority now, and they have a whopping 5 MPs. That's not a true landslide. You mean 4 MPs, Daily Blase? They didn't. There was only. They didn't get the. There was 2 undeclared. There was 2 still undeclared. I'm pretty sure it was only 4. Unless the undeclared one down from the down the south of England was declared by them. In fact, that'd be quite a shocker. I have not heard that anyway. Wow, 5 MPs. That being the case, Kier and the crew should throw in the towel and start waving the white flag, says Solari. Why do they have to say? Why do they have to say? What's wrong with saying strive? Well, surviving is what people are trying to do at the moment. That's what they're trying to do. Rage, good to see you there, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Not just in child, but every taken back from them if they become homeless. So what, says Pedulous? 2 child benefit caps not helping. Elephant in the room reform. That will be the biggest impediment of any Labour reapproachment to Europe. Yep. I'm telling you, yeah, I've read that already. Pedulous says you have to prove with action, not words. Very powerful words indeed. Let's see those actions then, says Pedulous. Yep, absolutely. Starmer should have walked on to things can only get better. No, that would have been a terrible idea, because then he'd be too tied into Tony Blair and all that. Even though some of them are Reform won Baleton. They won a 5th seat. You're joking. So I'm going to have to stop and check that. I need to check that. Oh, feck's sake. They want South Basington. Oh, for fuck's sake. God damn it. 5 seats. They got 1 more than the Greens. Damn it. Oh. Well, someone tell Fan Man Talks he got his prediction wrong. He predicted 4 seats. They got 5. God damn it. Yeah. I'm really annoyed about that. I wish you hadn't told me that. God damn it. Right, we need a funny video to break things up. This is extremely very sad, very sad to say the least. That is for sure. Only these two can make things up for us.
Is the exit. Well, Jonathan, the only poll that matters is the exit poll tonight, and I think the country need to ask themselves, what do they want? Do they want the Conservatives, who have a bold plan, a plan that is working, or do they want Labour, who have no plan and plan to raise people's taxes by £5,000 and persecute normal families, make them take out bright children from private schools and put them in the state system where they will become ignorant, feral, turn to drugs.
I'm not sure any of this is actually factually correct.
Sorry, Jonathan, if you could let me finish. Yep. They're also going to lower the voting age to 5 years old.
Well, that's not true.
Well, it's children.
Okay.
That's children.
Right.
And they're going to evict old people from the House of Lords, these are lords who have lived there all their lives, who have their own little bathrooms, mugs with their names on it.
I thought you said that Labour didn't have a plan.
That's right. They don't have a plan. They've got no plan. We do. We have a plan and it's working.
Okay, thank you, Rosie Holt, who is the Conservative candidate for Akenfield West. A full list of candidates is available on our website.
Vote for me.
Okay. We'll be back on Friday morning with all the election results and a look at all the night's dramas. So please join us then. Thank you. That was great.
Thank you. That was actually my final interview before the election.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a mad few weeks.
I bet it has. Anyway, well, good luck. And, I'll see you again. See you again.
Look forward to it.
Okay. Rosie Holt MP. I shall miss you.
And are you?
I'm nothing without you. You complete me. I don't know who I am.
I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away, and I'm not going to look back.
Poor Jonathan. Oh, I can confirm that Rosie Holt announced on Twitter that she has crossed the chart. She has crossed over, guys, from the Conservatives to the Labour Party. By the way, she announced on Twitter, so she has crossed the bench. She did announce on Twitter. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was yeah. Very, very good one there from them. I know there was another video from Jonathan Pye, but I didn't find that one as the latest one as appealing as that one. So I wanted to cover a couple of speeches, obviously from a couple of the leaders and some of their different speeches that we've heard, obviously from some people, obviously on the night. So this one, obviously from from Ed Davey here. This was on the night there.
And I didn't even have to paraglide in. I just want to thank you all for what you've done, your hard work. You have helped rebuild our party.
71 seats.
You've helped ensure that the Liberal Democrats are winning again. You have helped us get our best results for over 100 years.
That's very impressive. Very, very impressive. Well done, tactical voting. Really helped them.
So I really want to thank you, and I want to thank the millions of voters who want change and who've looked to the Liberal Democrats to deliver that change, and who've put your trust in us and our candidates, now your MPs. They will be your local champions. They will fight for the fair deal that you deserve. So thank you for putting your trust in us. And, trust is a very precious commodity. It's hard won. And sometimes you've lost it, you lose it. And you have to work very hard to win it back. And I want to thank people for trusting us again. We will not let you down. We will honor your trust. And we will keep working so you keep putting your trust in us. I like to think we've done that by listening to you, by hearing your concerns. And that is why in this campaign, we fought a really positive campaign about your concerns, about how we wanted to make sure you got help with the cost of living and the difficult economic circumstances. We listened to you on the environment and your concerns about the appalling sewage scandal, and that's why we have policies to tackle that.
Whatever you might think of him and his party, let me be clear here. This was not just a case of tactical voting here. This was not just a case of tactical voting going towards the Liberal Democrats. This was also a case of this was a case of some people who did not want to vote Conservative the Conservatives and did not trust Labour, so they put their votes to Lib Dem. This is also a case of a lot of people who was very much appealed to Sir Davey and his party on two very key things that their campaign was on healthcare, on social care, and on the environment. These were the things they were banging on about. These were the things that their policies were ringed around more than anything. Yeah, with them. This is what they're campaigning on, and it appealed to them. And whatever you might think of Ed Davey, and yeah, I know he was former post office minister within the post office scandal. I know that. I'm fully aware of that, guys, and I'm fully aware of the U-turns that they've made in the past. However, still the fact of the matter is, you got 71 seats. Yeah, and that was not all down to tactical voting. That is not all down to tactical voting, guys. Yeah, people have put their faith in the Liberal Democrats, and it's a huge amount of seats that they've got there, and it's down to them to use that power to influence, to make influences and apply pressure to the Labour government. And obviously in Prime Minister's Questions now, because obviously they are now the third largest party, Ed Davey will now get to ask 2 questions at Prime Minister's Questions, as opposed to, unfortunately, we will not be hearing it from Stephen Flynn anymore, which absolutely sucks, but unfortunately that is the way it is. Another person who had a very successful night. Why is this? Are you kidding me? Why can't I? I have to adjust my screen. Another person who had a very successful night was Nigel Farage of the Reform Party. He won his seat in Clacton, and let's hear what he had to say.
For do here. Well fought and.
Nigel Farage has been standing to be an MP, and he has now made it in Clacton.
And I have to say, fellow candidates, it's been a well-run, well-fought and remarkably clean election battle. I think we'd all agree on that.
Are you saying it's a clean campaign just because you won? Would you have been saying that if you had lost? Answers on a postcard in the chat, please.
Thank you for your services. I promise that I will do my absolute best as a Member of Parliament. I had 20 years as an MEP, but it's not quite the same link or same responsibility with constituents. I will do my absolute best to put Clacton on the map. I'll do my best to bring more tourists. I'll do my best to try and bring some private investment.
Private investment, eh? Oh, what kind of private investment? Well, is that for the benefit of the people of Clacton, or is that for your personal benefit there?
It's over 30 years ago that I fought my first parliamentary by-election, and I fought lots of them over the years, and I've had big successes in European elections and perhaps less so under first past the post, which is a very demanding, very, very demanding problem for smaller parties.
Whatever you might say about him, he won this seat under first past the post system. We can kick and scream about it, but the people of Clacton voted for him.
I will say this, it's 4 weeks and 3 days since I decided to come out of retirement and throw my hat in the ring. I think what Reform UK has achieved in those just few short weeks is truly extraordinary. Given that we had no money, no branch structure, virtually nothing across the country, we are going to come second in hundreds of constituencies.
And he's not wrong. A lot of those seats, they came second place, guys. Make no mistake about it. People voted for reform. Like I said in the morning live stream, guys. People have voted for them, and it's down to people like us. It's down to journalism. It's down to news organisations to call out the reform for what they are and to show that other parties and other people are better than them.
How many seats we're going to win, I don't know. But to have done this in such a short space of time says something very fundamental is happening. It's not just disappointment with the Conservative Party. There is a massive gap on the centre-right of British politics, and my job is to fill it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But it's not just what we do in Parliament as a national party that matters. It's what we do out round the country. Getting 5,000 people in that room in Birmingham last week, the energy, the optimism, the enthusiasm, the belief that Westminster is just completely out of touch with ordinary people says to me that my plan is to build a mass national movement over the course of the next few years.
And what kind of movement is that? Is that the kind of movement that Donald Trump has built? One that would overthrow Parliament if it didn't go the way that it doesn't go for you? Yeah, we're going to cover that clip in a moment, soon, Terry.
And hopefully be big enough to challenge the general election properly in 2029. What is interesting is there's no enthusiasm for Labour, there's no enthusiasm for Starmer whatsoever. In fact, about half of the vote is simply an anti-Conservative vote. This Labour government will be in trouble very, very quickly. We will now be targeting Labour votes. We're coming for Labour, be in no doubt about that. I want to thank the team that have helped me do this over the last few weeks, my fellow candidates for behaving as impeccably as they have. Believe me, folks, this is just the first step of something that is going to stun all of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere, guys. He's going to be around for a while, I'm sorry to say. And I know that was a bit of pill to swallow, but I think it was important to hear from him on this. And yeah, he's not going anywhere, guys. Another person who's not going anywhere is this lovely lady.
Bristol, you made history.
Yes!
Together we did it. Yeah. We elected our city's first Green MP.
Yes! Yes!
So, bear with me. I've got a lot of thank yous. Firstly, and most importantly, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who voted Green. I'm incredibly grateful that you put your trust in me.
Yeah.
And to everyone who gave your vote to someone else this time, I'm here for you, ready to listen to you and work hard for you too. Thank you to those who've been part of this journey throughout. Green Party volunteers, staff, my councillor colleagues, past and present, and council staff, including those running the election and the count. It has been a privilege to work with you in the weeks, months and years leading up to today. Thank you too, and well done to all the candidates who put themselves out there. Even though we don't agree on every policy, I recognise the dedication, commitment and sometimes sacrifice you put into this important part of the democratic process. And finally, thank you to Thangham for your 9 years as a brilliant, hard-working constituency.
Yep, give credit where credit's due. Absolutely.
I will do my very best to continue to help the people of Bristol Central as well as you have done. Thank you.
Very good. Very, very good from Carla there.
This incredible city has long had my heart, and the warmth and positivity I have felt during this campaign has been truly humbling. I feel so privileged to have this opportunity to serve you and to ensure that the real hope that inspired so many people to vote Green is represented in Parliament. I can't wait to get started. Thank you.
Very good, very good. Extremely delighted. Like I said this morning, guys, I'm extremely delighted. 4 Green MPs, guys. Very, very happy for this. This is really, really good to have a party like the Greens there. And I do think that they will work with alongside some of the independent candidates that have been elected at this from this general election as well. I do think that there will be some cooperation between them. I do think there'll be cooperation between them, the Liberal Democrats and the Independents, and maybe even, and obviously with what's SNP members they have to try to hold Labour to account as best they possibly can. But yeah, absolutely delighted for Carla Denyer there. Absolutely. Another person who somehow managed to hold on to his seat was this man, Jeremy Hunt. I don't have the full speech. I've only got this bit, but this was quite a powerful speech from him, which is, and whatever, like, I absolutely despise this man for what he did to the NHS, the National Healthcare Service. And for that, I will never forgive him for what he has done. To gut the NHS like he did, guys. I know he was a bloody terrible Chancellor. He's been a bloody awful Chancellor as well. But he really upset me with the way he gutted the NHS, this man. However, given everything that I feel about this man, he worked his absolute arse off to hold on to his seat. And you cannot deny that, because without a shadow of a doubt, so many people were saying that he was a goner, and he held on to his seat. He worked his socks off in his constituency to win the votes he needed to stay on as an MP. And you've got to give him the credit there. Give it credit where credit is due there. But it also means is that there weren't enough tactical voting, and there weren't enough from Labour there to oust from the Lib Dem candidate to oust him. But let's hear what he had to say there.
Across the country tonight is a bitter pill to swallow for the Conservative Party. We have achieved much in government, and the economy is transformed from where it was post-pandemic. Some Conservatives will wonder whether the scale of our crushing defeat is really justified. But when you lose the trust of the electorate, all that matters is having the courage and humility to ask yourself why, so that you can earn it back again. I was incredibly proud to serve under Rishi Sunak, but I wish the incoming Labour government well. Kier Starmer and Rachel Reeves are decent people and committed public servants who have changed the Labour Party for the better. Whatever our policy differences, we all now need them to succeed. I hope in particular they use their majority to make much-needed reforms to the NHS in a way that is sometimes difficult for Conservative governments to do.
Very interesting words there. Obviously, I don't have the full speech, but I would have liked to have had the full speech. But, yeah, he held on, guys. He held on against all the odds there. Unfortunately, so did this man here. 30p Flea will not be going anywhere anytime soon. He got quite a majority as well.
Lee Anderson. Anderson is
the Reform MP.
First of all, just a massive thank you to all the staff that's been in here tonight helping. I know they worked incredibly hard, and all the people that's worked throughout this election campaign. Special thanks to Ashfield District Council. But the biggest thanks of the night goes to my wonderful team over there who have stood by my side and watched me being grumpy over the past 6 weeks. They've been fantastic, and I could not have done it without them. I stood in this town, my hometown, 4.5 years ago as a Conservative candidate and won. And I won comfortably, and the people of Ashfield backed me, and they've now backed me again as the Reform candidate for Ashfield. I said a few weeks back that there was going to be a reckoning on election night, and Ashfield, which is the capital of common sense, they are part of that reckoning. Now, this wonderful place, which I call my home, is going to have a massive say in how this country is shaped in the future. I want my country back, and Ashfield can play their part in that. Thank you.
You keep saying that, want your country back. What the hell do you mean by that?
Right, there we are.
What does he mean by that? What does he mean by that? God damn it. Yeah, he's way too locked into Ashfield, and yeah, if anyone's gonna, like, even on the when I was looking at the numbers this morning on him, like, he's gonna take something really powerful to knock him off that seat, guys. He's not going anywhere, guys. He's not going anywhere. I know it's frustrating, but yeah, he's not going anywhere. Another person who's not going anywhere is this man, Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn upset the odds. Proved me wrong. He proved me wrong. I thought he was a goner. I didn't think he would hold on. But he did. He not only held on, he had by a 7,000 votes majority as well. Can't dent the man. Can't dent the man.
Our campaign did not get into the gutter of politics, as is too often happening in this country. Ours is a positive campaign trying to bring hope to people who are in housing stress, who are homeless, who are going through mental health difficulties, who are worried about their future. And the political system has to produce answers to those concerns and those worries. Demonising refugees, demonising people from other countries won't solve those problems. The only way we solve the problems of our community is by uniting our communities. And our campaign was utterly determined to bring that degree of unity to it.
That's absolutely true. I do think Gaza did play a role in some of the. As I said in a separate video, guys, I do think Gaza has played a significant role. Whether Gaza actually played a role in this in his seat, I honestly don't know. Phil from A Different Bias argued that the candidate they chose for Islington North was a like candidate to compete against him, and that's why they lost this. Now, I have to say, it made me laugh when Phil said that. Because he was like, if they had chosen a competent candidate, yeah, Phil, he would have been... I was just like, Phil. I had to laugh when he said that, Phil. I think, if I'm honest, guys, I think Phil really wanted Jeremy Corbyn gone. But, nope, he's not going anywhere. It was just the way he said it in his video. It just made me chuckle, guys. It really did. I don't know if they had gotten... I honestly don't know if Labour had gotten a stronger candidate. Would they have toppled Jeremy Corbyn? I mean, like, still, he still had a 77,000 majority here. He still had a 70,000 majority here. Like, it wasn't just the fact that he retained the seat as an independent. It's the margin that really stunned me more than anything, guys. That's what really stunned me more than anything, was the margin here. That was the thing that really stunned me. Not just that he won the seat, but the margin as well. But it just shows, guys, because he's been there for such a long time. He has been there for such a long time. And, you know, clearly, I remember watching the video from Navarre Media, and they were following him around the constituency, and he was literally just walking up and down, like, and people were stopping him and everything. And I wasn't sure how much of this I could believe or not. But now, given the results, it's clearly the people of Islington North really do put their trust and faith in Jeremy Corbyn when it comes to their issues. And there was a prime example in that video of someone who's not even who's not even into politics or whatnot. And she told the story of how she called up Jeremy Corbyn because she was in an abusive relationship and she needed to get out. She needed to get a home for herself to get out of the relationship she got. She called up the council and the council didn't help her. But she sent an email to Jeremy Corbyn, and Jeremy Corbyn was straight on it. And got her out of that situation. And it was just some random woman off the street literally went up to Jeremy Corbyn to thank him, and that was why, you know. And I don't know how true that story is. You might argue that it may be staged or not, but like the reality is, people voted for him, and they voted for him in a huge majority, and that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes for him. Now the question is obviously, Now that he won as an independent candidate, what is next for Jeremy Corbyn? What's he like? Now, is he going to be like? This is the thing. Like, am I going to see him working in relation? I think, yeah, I can see him having a working relationship within the House of Parliament with all the political parties. I don't know how much of a relationship he's going to have working with Labour. I mean, there's some in Labour he will still, but. I know it's going to grind Sir Kier Starmer's gears, knowing that Jeremy Corbyn is in there. But I think obviously his voice has always been. He's been quite powerful with very much of his speeches, and I'm glad that he's in. I'm glad that he's still there. Also, by the way, George Galloway. Bye bye. I'm glad that he got the boot as well, by the way, guys. He still got quite a good chunk of the vote in Rochdale, George Galloway, for those who don't know. Even though he got the boot, he still got a decent chunk of that for the Workers' Party in Rochdale, which is very... He came second. Was not guaranteed. It was a lot closer than I was expecting in Rochdale, by the way. But let's hear the rest of Jeremy Corbyn.
And so this result is, to me, a resounding message from the people of Islington North that they want something different, they want something better, and in the new government that's coming in, they're looking for an end to things like the two-child benefit policy cap. They're looking for regulation of the private rented sector. And if I may say so, they're also looking for a government that on the world stage will search for peace, not war, and not allow the terrible conditions to go on that are happening in Gaza at the present time. So this was a grassroots campaign that isn't going to disappear, isn't going to go away. It's brought together people from all walks of life, from all ethnic communities, from all languages and all ages, in a determination to get something better in our society. My job in Parliament will be, as it's always been, to deal with the individual problems that many of our people face, but to speak up where necessary in criticism in order to bring about the social changes that this country needs and my constituency needs. And I'm humbled and proud and very grateful to the people of Islington North, who I've represented for so long and have taught me so much. I owe my life and my learning and my abilities entirely to the people of Islington North. This victory is a dedication to them, and steadfastness in the face of opposition, steadfastness in the face of abuse. We have shown what kinder, gentler, more sensible, more inclusive politics can bring about. I couldn't be more proud of my constituency than I am tonight. I'm proud of our team that brought this result. Thank you very much, Islington North, for the result that we've achieved tonight.
Very, very good. Very, very nice speech there from Jeremy Corbyn. Absolutely lovely, lovely speech there. Really, really great stuff, guys. Delighted for him. You know, we need diverse voices in Parliament. This is why I'm so happy that he's in there. I'm so happy that the Greens are in there. As much as, like, I'm not happy about Reform being in there, but it's another divisive, you know, we have more parties now in the Houses of Parliament. We've got more divisive voices in there. And I think this is good for politics. I don't like that Reform are in there, but in a way, this is good for politics. And this is this is why the need for more proportional representation is something that we need. And I think if Labour do get pushed into doing it, and this is where, you know, grassroots campaigns are pushing for proportional representation. You know, there are campaigns out there, there are groups out there, there are communities out there that do these, guys. So if you want to join those groups, it's not that hard to look them up and find them. You don't even have to be a part of Labour to do them. There are non-Labour groups. If you want to join those campaigns to fight for proportional representation, you can do that as well. But great speech by Jeremy Corbyn, and I really do wish him once again all the best. Liz Truss.
I think the issue we've faced as Conservatives is we haven't delivered sufficiently on the policies people want.
But do you accept that first as a cabinet minister and then for a brief time as prime minister, you were part of the people in power who were overseeing those things not being delivered?
I agree I was part of that. That's absolutely true.
Was there a message to Tory voters who'd lost faith? Liz Truss declined to say. It was time for goodbye to her colleagues and, for now, her political career. Just one last opportunity to ask for a message to the Conservative voters, because I think they would like to hear from you. From Prime Minister to losing her seat in 2 years, a damning judgment on a politician and a party delivered by voters who reached their breaking point.
Yeah. And she literally was offered the chance after she lost her seat to speak as well, guys. And she didn't take up that opportunity. she never took up that opportunity as well, which is yeah, was quite yeah, I missed an opportunity there. You missed an opportunity there as well. I'm so glad, like I said, guys, I'm so glad to see the back of her. I really, really am glad to see the back of her, guys. It is so, I'm so delighted to see the back of her. It's just, you know, some of the candidates, guys, that have been toast from the general election: Jacob Rees-Mogg, Jonathan Gullis, Liz Truss, Penny Mordaunt. There's oh god, there's so much. Her speech, her best speech as well. Yes, her best speech as well. All by myself, I don't want to be, says Chow. In all seriousness, guys, it was so good to see her kick to the curb. Because of how much Tufton Street, because of how much people financially backed her, it was so crucial to see her get kicked to the curb. It was so crucial. I hope she never sets foot in the Houses of Parliament again. Same with Boris Johnson. I hope we never see them ever set foot again as MPs. Ever again. I really hope not. But out with one evil and in with a new evil comes this man. And someone reminded me of this clip here. So, Nigel Farage's victory speech here in central London was disrupted by over 7 protesters calling him a racist.
Speaking now.
Where are you from? Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah. Are you downwind of a couple already? You've had a bigger lunch than I've had.
Oh, you got it.
God, you must be.
So that's your way of speaking to people, Nigel Farage. You mock them because of their weight. Yeah. This is how Nigel Farage deals with trouble. Is this how he's going to be talking to the people of Clacton when it comes to their issues? Yeah. You're going to mock them because of their weight. Yeah.
He's screaming. He's absolutely steaming, isn't he? That's all right. There's still plenty of beer left in the pub, mate.
Yeah. You know, this kind of mockery on people. Like you're mocking this person rather than actually go up to him, approach him, and talk to what his fundamental issues. And instead, you chastised him publicly. You're an MP now. You're not just someone sitting out on the outside. You're inside. You're inside it now.
Have a lovely day. Bye bye. Lots of love. Lots of love. As I was saying, on the 3rd of June, I decided that I would not. Boring.
Yep, you are boring. That's true.
Boring.
Yep, you are boring.
Boring. Boring. Boring. Boring. Boring.
See, the difference here, when Liz Truss or when Kier Starmer get interrupted by protesters, you don't see this. Like, what you don't, and what I mean by this is that you don't mock that opponent, you don't mock that protester or that person, you don't chastise them or anything. Like, remember when Liz Truss had her speech at the Conservative conference, right? And she was getting shouted and screamed at. She just stood there like a lemon. Whatever you might think of Liz Truss, she wasn't saying anything about that person. Same with people in the Labour Party. Yeah, there's a way to deal with people, and if you are a politician being representative of a constituency now, and there is a way to deal with people. This is not the way to deal with it. This shows the kind of person that Nigel Farage is. And I can see many, many people in Clacton going to Farage, complaining about their issues and whatnot. And if he comes with this kind of attitude towards them, how's that going to make people in Clacton feel? Just saying.
Boring. Boring. Well, this is good preparation for the House of Commons, I suppose, isn't it? Very good preparation. It's going to be very lively in there, isn't it? Oh, do buck up, really, please, love. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm enjoying this.
Well,
yeah, you're enjoying this. Yeah, that was yeah. It's just the his attitude, guys. His attitude was just, you know, I just thought it's just like he's just unnecessary, guys. It's just unnecessary completely. Did not need to do that, you know. I mean, it's really quite a thing, you guys, to say the least. Let's have a look, see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm gonna grab see if I can grab one more funny video before I head out, guys. One Angry Pain, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Papa Kane from the heart. Notice that the frog did dispute that he was a racist. No, he didn't dispute it. He didn't dispute it. No, he didn't. He didn't dispute it. No, that is true. That is true. He did not dispute it. Look on the bright side. The great Tory legend held his seat with ease. So Norman, a knob jockey, will be the one holding his seat to account. I did hear that many people cast their vote for Sir Ron Verty, but he didn't manage to hold on to his seat, I was told. I don't know. I'm very disappointed in that, guys. I thought Sir Ron would have held on to his seat, but apparently he did not. Which is very upsetting to say the least. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw the appeal from him. Yeah, I'm very upset that he did not hold on to his seat. So that was very upsetting. Oh, good. Max is going to be live at 8:30. That's very good. I wasn't 100% sure if he was going to be live streaming tonight, but it's good to see that he is, guys. So before we head out, guys, I think we need to have one more funny video. We need something. Oh yes, of course. Where is that video? There is one very good video, guys. It's a very important. I think it's a very important one, guys. To share with you guys. Let me just get it up for you guys. There was a very important appeal that was made to the two Conservatives, guys. So sadly, guys, as you guys know, many Conservative MPs are out of a job and they need your help. Can you help them now?
Give them hope.
There's no link, guys. There's no link. Where's the link? They need a link. How can you do an appeal without a link to help them? Oh, God damn it. Larry and Paul, you're supposed to provide a link. Oh, they ruined it. Oh. Oh, guys, I really enjoyed that one. I hope you guys enjoyed that one too. Larry and Paul, of course, for Broken News. Will there be more broken news from them? I have no idea. Time will tell. Keep an eye out for their YouTube channel. Subscribe to them if you haven't already, guys. So, everyone, I wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's come along here today. Thank you guys so much for all your comments. I know I didn't make any money tonight, but that's fine. It's fine. I know everyone's not for the money, because just so you guys know, I make no money off these live streams. I don't monetize them. So, I don't get any money off them, guys. But I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's come along. Thank you all for your comments here tonight. Thank you for. I wasn't expecting as many people to turn up tonight as I did, but I want to say for those who did turn up in the morning to watch the morning live stream with me from 6 o'clock in the morning for 3 hours. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Considering there were so many other people doing live streams, so many people covering things going on. If you are someone here who did actually go out of your way to come and see me live stream early in the morning, seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, especially with a small YouTube channel like mine. It really does mean a lot to me, guys. It really does. And if you guys didn't see it already, obviously myself, Lee Korn, and All Shorts was together last night, as well as we saw the final poll come in as well, which was really good. If you haven't seen that already, do check that out. Who knows, maybe the three of us will come together again for a discussion as well, so can't rule that out in the future as well. But I will be hanging out in Max's live stream in just under an hour's time. I cannot wait to hear from him, because I completely missed his live stream in the middle of the night because I was fast asleep. But thank you guys so much for coming along today. Thank you guys for all your comments. I really appreciate all the love and support. Like I said, plenty of the general election content coming along. I've got plenty dropping all over this weekend, guys. And like I said, there's lots more to come, guys. So once again, take care, guys. Have a great weekend. And the Conservatives are gone from power. They are gone from power. And for my friends in the SNP, have faith. You know, just because it wasn't your night does not mean it can't be your night again in the future. There will be, and that time will come. It's just not a matter of if, it is just a matter of when. So just before I head out, guys, I'll just say the gang was behind me the whole time. I apologise for not sharing them with you. Ollie has been smiling all day because obviously the Conservatives are gone. But yes, the gang have been here with me the whole time, and they want to say thank you so much for supporting me for this day, guys, because it has been a very long day today, and it's been very stressful, obviously, for myself and many other YouTubers. So if you have been out of your way supporting myself and fellow YouTubers, thank you guys so much for them, because it really it means the world to us, yeah, when you guys come out. But just before you guys head out, I just need to do one more thing. And thank you, Sir Larry the Cat, for the £5 super chat there. This is to top up your water bottle. It's not got body in the nudge. Thank you so much for that £5 super chat, Sir Larry. I really appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in Max's live stream. But just before you go, guys, it's just one more thing I need you guys to do for me. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Be greatly appreciated. Share this live stream across social media so others are notified of this video. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very soon.